Most people shopping for a used three-row SUV end up making the exact same mistake. They buy the model everyone else recommends, not because it's the best choice, but because it's the only one they've heard about. Meanwhile, a few incredibly reliable family SUVs are sitting on dealership lots for thousands less, simply because they never became the popular option. They offer the same space, the same dependability, and in many cases, lower ownership costs. Today, we're looking at the 3 overlooked SUVs that smart buyers quietly choose while everyone else keeps overpaying. Let's get started. Number 3. Toyota Highlander V6 2014 to 2019. Most family SUVs start feeling old after 10 years. This one often feels like it's only getting started. A dealership once accepted a Highlander as a routine trade-in. Nothing about it looked unusual until someone noticed the odometer. It had already traveled well over 400,000 miles, yet the engine was still the original one. No rebuild, no replacement, just years of regular maintenance and thousands of miles that simply kept adding up. Stories like that are exactly why the Highlander has earned such a loyal following. If you're searching for one 3-row SUV that can stay with your family for the next decade or more, few choices make a stronger case. Inside, there's room for 7 or even 8 passengers depending on the trim. The cabin stays quiet on long highway drives, the seats are comfortable enough for road trips, and visibility is excellent for a vehicle of this size. It's large enough for growing families but never feels intimidating to drive around town. Toyota also kept the mechanical side refreshingly simple. The dependable V6 uses a timing chain instead of a timing belt, meaning owners don't face one of the biggest scheduled maintenance expenses that many SUVs require around the 100,000-mile mark. It's naturally aspirated as well, so there are no turbochargers adding extra complexity or future repair costs. Regular fuel, routine oil changes, and basic maintenance are usually all it asks for. Another advantage is how familiar this SUV is to repair shops. Toyota sold huge numbers of Highlanders, so replacement parts are easy to find almost anywhere. Independent mechanics know these vehicles inside and out, keeping repair costs predictable instead of painful. That's one reason so many families hold on to them long after other SUVs have been traded away. Ironically, the biggest bargain comes from buyers chasing the newest generation. When Toyota released the redesigned Highlander, many shoppers ignored these earlier models, even though they still used the same proven V6 formula that built the vehicle's reputation. The result is simple. The price dropped much faster than the reliability did. That makes today's used market especially attractive. Of course, there is one small item worth checking before buying. Some earlier V6 models used an oil line with a rubber section that can eventually age and develop leaks. Toyota later updated it with a stronger metal version. If the upgrade has already been completed, that's excellent. If not, it's usually an inexpensive preventative repair rather than a serious problem. Experienced buyers also look beyond the odometer. A Highlander showing higher mileage with complete maintenance records is often a safer purchase than a lower mile example with an unknown history. Cold start the engine, make sure it idles smoothly, inspect underneath for oil leaks, and look for signs that routine servicing was done consistently over the years. Clean 2014 through 2019 V6 models typically sell between $14,000 and $21,000, while higher mileage examples can often be found for less. For buyers who care more about long-term dependability than flashy technology, the Highlander continues to set the benchmark. Some SUVs impress you during the test drive. The Highlander earns its reputation after hundreds of thousands of miles. Up next is an SUV that many buyers still avoid because of an old reputation, even though Honda fixed the problem years ago. Number 2. Honda Pilot 2019 to 2022. A lot of buyers scroll right past this SUV, not because it's unreliable today, but because of something they heard years ago. The Honda Pilot spent a long time fighting a reputation created by older models. Stories about transmission problems spread quickly online, and many shoppers still assume every Pilot suffers from the same issue. Here's what most people don't realize. Honda addressed those problems before this generation ever reached dealerships. Starting with the 2019 model year, the Pilot received important updates to its transmission, including revised hardware and improved software calibration. The fix arrived, but the bad reputation never really left. That's exactly why these SUVs often sell for less than they probably should. For smart used car buyers, that creates an opportunity. The Pilot is built for families who actually need space. It offers seating for up to 8 passengers, and unlike many competitors, the third row can comfortably fit adults for shorter trips. The wide opening doors make loading kids easy, while the sliding second row gives quick access to the back. Whether it's the daily school run or a cross-country vacation, the Pilot feels designed around real family life instead of just looking good in advertisements. Under the hood sits Honda's well-proven 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6. The same engine family has powered vehicles like the Odyssey minivan and Ridgeline pickup for years, earning a reputation for dependable service. Because there's no turbocharger, owners don't have to worry about expensive turbo repairs or premium fuel requirements. Routine maintenance is straightforward, replacement parts are widely available, and nearly every repair shop already knows this engine inside and out. Another reason ownership stays affordable is simplicity. Regular oil changes and scheduled maintenance are usually all these engines ask for. Nothing exotic, nothing complicated. That makes long-term ownership far less stressful than many newer SUVs loaded with more complex technology. Perhaps the biggest surprise is how well these Pilots hold up over time. It's not uncommon to find owners driving well beyond 200,000 miles with very few major mechanical issues. Some examples have even crossed the 300,000-mile mark while still serving as everyday family transportation. That's one reason resale values remain strong despite the outdated reputation that still follows them. There is, however, one maintenance item every buyer should know. Unlike many Toyota V6 engines, Honda's V6 uses a timing belt instead of a timing chain. Around the 100,000-mile mark, that belt should be replaced along with related components. It's scheduled maintenance, not a design flaw. But if the service hasn't been completed, it can become a useful negotiating point during the purchase. Experienced buyers know exactly what to check. First, confirm you're looking at a 2019 model or newer, since those are the updated versions. During the test drive, pay close attention to transmission behavior while the vehicle is still cold. Shifts should feel smooth and consistent without hesitation or harsh engagement. A documented maintenance history is always worth more than a low odometer reading, and a one-owner vehicle is often the safest bet. Clean 2019 models typically sell between $16,000 and $21,000, while newer or lower mileage examples usually cost more. For families searching for a dependable 3-row SUV without paying brand new prices, the updated Honda Pilot remains one of the most overlooked values on today's used market. Sometimes the best deal isn't the SUV everyone wants. It's the one everyone stopped paying attention to. Number 1. Mazda CX-9, 2016 to 2023. Luxury isn't always expensive. Sometimes it's simply overlooked. Imagine pulling into a dealership looking for a practical family SUV, then you spot a Mazda CX-9. The cabin is wrapped in soft touch materials, the seats look like they belong in a luxury brand, and the ride feels far more refined than the price tag suggests. Naturally, the first question is, why is it so affordable? The answer has very little to do with the vehicle itself. Mazda replaced the CX-9 with the newer CX-90, and once a model disappears from the showroom, used prices often fall faster than the vehicle's actual value. Nothing suddenly became worse overnight. Buyers simply moved their attention to the new name, leaving one of the best family SUVs quietly sitting in the bargain section of the used market. That's exactly what makes the CX-9 such an underrated buy. It comfortably carries up to 7 passengers, yet it never feels bulky behind the wheel. The steering is responsive, body control is excellent, and it drives with the confidence of a much smaller crossover. On long highway trips, the quiet cabin becomes one of its biggest strengths. Road noise stays low, conversations stay easy, and passengers quickly forget they're riding in a 3-row SUV. Inside, Mazda focused on quality instead of gimmicks. The seats remain comfortable for hours. The second row gives parents plenty of room when loading children, and higher trims add premium touches that rival luxury brands costing far more. Many first-time buyers are genuinely surprised by how upscale the interior feels once they climb inside. Under the hood, every CX-9 uses the same turbocharged 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine. Unlike many competitors, it relies on a timing chain rather than a timing belt, eliminating one major scheduled maintenance expense. The turbo also delivers strong low-end torque, making highway merging and passing effortless without requiring premium gasoline in everyday driving. As long as routine oil changes are performed on schedule using the correct full synthetic oil, these engines have proven to be dependable over high mileage. That consistency is reflected in owner experience. Many CX-9s have comfortably passed well beyond 150,000 miles with nothing more than regular maintenance. Repair costs also remain surprisingly reasonable, especially compared with many luxury SUVs offering similar comfort levels. It's the kind of vehicle families buy intending to keep for a few years, then end up owning for much longer. There is, however, one habit every buyer should have. Because the engine is turbocharged, maintenance records matter. A complete oil change history tells you far more about the vehicle than a shiny exterior ever will. During your inspection, check that the all-wheel drive system engages smoothly. Look over the infotainment screen for scratches, and spend enough time on the highway to appreciate how quiet the cabin really is. Grand Touring and Signature trims usually offer the best combination of luxury features and value. Most clean examples sell between $12,000 and $18,000, while older or higher mileage models can often be found for even less. For families who want premium comfort without paying premium prices, the Mazda CX-9 remains one of the smartest bargains in today's used SUV market. Sometimes the best vehicle isn't the newest one, it's the one everyone forgot to look at. Thanks for watching. Click here to check out another video and make sure to subscribe to Car Mindset.